Hello, my name is Paula Josa-Jones. For the past 14 years, I have integrated my somatic movement practices with the trauma-informed work of somatic experiencing. That, in turn, has become woven into my therapeutic work with horses, which is what I would like to share with you today. Somatic experiencing, for those of you who may not be familiar, is a body-oriented therapeutic practice, and it's applied for healing trauma and other stress disorders. It is a multidisciplinary intersection of physiology, psychology, ethology, biology, neuroscience, and is the life work of Dr. Peter Levine. The SE approach works with both shock trauma, an event, a sudden car accident, or loss, perhaps, as well as early developmental attachment trauma. It offers a framework to assess, to notice, to feel where a person is stuck in the fight, flight, or freeze response, and it offers ways of resolving these physiological states. In my experience, somatic experiencing can be helpful with the following. So perhaps you feel as if you need to be alert and vigilant all the time. Maybe you never feel completely safe or able to fully relax. Perhaps you have difficulty in expressing feelings or experiencing chronic anxiety, panic, or shutdown. You may feel hyper-reactive to even the smallest trigger, or have difficulty in being alone or being with others. Maybe you notice that the same patterns of response or behavior happen again and again, and that you have difficulty in changing them or have been unable to change them. Maybe you feel unable to notice your bodily sensations, or you may feel uncomfortable about being in your body. Perhaps you have self-soothing or addictive patterns, substances, food, shopping, media consumption. What I've found over the years, and I've been doing the work with horses for a very long time, is that connecting in an embodied way with horses opens us to being able to discover more of our authentic selves and find new ways of settling, new ways of grounding both body and mind. Horses can help us to become more comfortable in our own skin, more trustworthy to ourselves and others. They can help us to find a more reliable sense of balance, of resilience and ease. Horses are very large, vigilant prey animals. It is the key to their survival. And they are reading their environment all the time, including us. They're reading our movement behaviors, but they're also reading the underlying emotional tone of what we're expressing. And often our movement behaviors, the emotional expressions, can reflect an unsettled or even an incongruent state of mind. For example, we may be around them trying to act very calm and cool, but feeling very anxious and agitated inside. My experience is that horses can help us with whatever needs helping. They can illuminate issues or give us insights into the places where we feel stuck. Habits that have become obstacles to our being able to open fully to ourselves and our experience. And that information is usually often stored in the body. It shows up as pain, as reactivity, as stiffness, as a lack of feeling and joy. The horses can also bring us into a sense of alignment, which is not about posture. It's not about putting the parts of our bodies into a position. It's relational. It's about finding connection between oneself and another, connection with ourselves, with our own bodies. The alignment is dynamic, it's flexible, it's improvisational. So when we meet others, And this is a little bit how this works with horses. When we meet others of other species, humans, our systems begin to synchronize. We start to mirror each other's rhythms, movement, respiration, heart rate, emotional tone. It's a bodily, emotional sensing of each other. It's empathetic, it's embodied, and it's an experience of an emergent kind of reciprocal resonance. So this co-regulating, co-embodying experience of connection helps to nurture a more intuitive, more improvisational and feeling response to what's arising in the moment, rather than being caught in our habitual or automatic ways of responding. With horses, this often means finding a shared, settled state together, where we are listening more than telling, where we are engaging our softness and our curiosity to create opportunities for responsiveness, for connection, rather than being caught in patterns of tension and reactivity. It all happens through the body, through the breath, through the movement of fluids, through the skin, through the muscle, bones, organs, the shared anatomy of our moving bodies, and most importantly, the shared primary language of movement. So this video that follows is a taste of what this work looks like. I hope you will enjoy it. If you're interested in experiencing it or learning more about it, please contact me. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Movement's everything. I mean, most of us think about our bodies as the thing that carries us from one place to another, so it's all about function. And we have very little awareness of the way that we handle everyday objects, or the way that we sit, or the way that we stand from a chair. We kind of think about ourselves as this, mind, and the body is often either forgotten or misunderstood or neglected. But the body is the vessel in which the mind lives. My name is Paula Josa-Jones. I'm a dance artist, a choreographer, a movement therapist. I work with horses and humans. My first concern is how can we find ways to make ourselves more available to our horses, more comprehensible to our horses, more trustworthy to our horses. You want to feel like your whole body is in there. What are you receiving from him? What are you giving? And what are you receiving? And how can that shift impact all of the different things that we want to do with our horses, whether we're just pleasure riders or Western riders or English riders? How can that change make that better? A lot of the horse world is very focused on, I own my horse and my horse works for me, and that's sort of the kind of the defining part of the relationship. I want us to think about this interspecies relationship from a different perspective, and my primary concern is that I want to make things better for the horses, because they are the ones who don't have a voice and often don't have a choice. I see my relationship as more co-equal in the sense that I spend as much time listening to them as asking them to listen to me. They're profoundly intuitive. They have a way of seeing and witnessing and sensing us that is unlike almost any other animal. And partly this has to do with the fact that they're prey animals. Movement and touch are, as my mentor and friend Bonnie Bainbridge Cohen says, they are the shadow of each other. One really can't exist without the other. What we're going to be looking at is how becoming more conscious of our movement, more confident in our ability to move easily, to move well, to be more playful in our movement, how that can transmit to our relationship with the horse. And then I say parenthetically, or our husband or wife or dog or child or friend or coworker, because it will affect those relationships. As we become more easeful, as we become more present, that has an effect on everything around us. The most exciting part of my horsemanship is really about the connection with them, the way in which they change us, the way in which they can soften parts of us that may have become shut down or unavailable, the way that they can awaken greater feeling and sensitivity and kindness in us. And that, to me, is really the greatest gift.